What's up guys, it's Will here, back again, and today we're here to do something very exciting, and that is to showcase / review / give an overview of the Gametoys Final Fantasy VII figure line that has produced banger after banger, the best Final Fantasy collectibles that you can buy, to be honest. That said, before we get started, make sure to click that like button down below, click that subscribe button, and click that notification bell so you are notified when content goes live on this channel. That said, let's enter our Final Fantasy VII. Alright guys, so thank you so much for joining me on the unknown journey today, because this is going to be an exciting review, showcase, overview of the Gametoys Final Fantasy VII figure line so far, which in my opinion are the best collectibles from the Final Fantasy VII franchise that money can buy right now. To give you guys a little bit of background on my fandom in Final Fantasy VII, Final Fantasy VII Remake is probably what made me a diehard fan. When I grew up, I didn't actually play the game as much. I watched my brother play it all the time on PlayStation 1 with the Chocobo racing, with the Knights of the Round and the Materia and the Cloud and Sephiroth. All of it was really, really cool when I watched it, but I didn't play it as much as a younger kid. But when Remake came out, I was like, you know what? I really need to get into this. And I fell in love with Remake, absolutely. So when Gametoys started announcing unlicensed third-party figures as a relatively unknown company, I was like, you know what? I love these characters so much. I need representations of them in my collection. I wanted to make that jump. And I did, and it worked out. And today I'm going to review and showcase the Gametoys Final Fantasy VII figure line so far, what has been released, what has been announced, and maybe even speculate for what's coming in the future from this line. So guys, buckle up. Let's take a look at the rest of the video. So far, Gametoys have released 4 figures from the Final Fantasy VII line. I included Red 13 in this display here, but he's actually made by a company called VS Toys, but we'll discuss him a bit more later on. The Gametoys Cloud Strife figures that you see on your screen come with some of Cloud's iconic bikes, but more on that in just a sec. Let's talk about the actual Gametoys figure releases first. The first figure release was Sephiroth from Final Fantasy VII Remake, my personal favorite figure and character from this line. Then we got Cloud Strife, the figure from Final Fantasy VII Remake as well, and then after that we got Zack from Crisis Core Final Fantasy VII Reunion. Finally, we got Cloud Strife from Final Fantasy VII Advent Children, the 2005 film. Currently, Gametoys has a Tifa figure on pre-order from Final Fantasy VII Remake, set to release sometime in 2024, and later in this video I will discuss some of the rumors surrounding other characters that are supposedly going to be made by Gametoys as well. The current Gametoys Final Fantasy VII lineup of figures look beautiful together, but if you're patiently waiting for Gametoys to complete the rest of the team, it's probably going to be a while. Every single figure has experienced delays, and at the rate Gametoys is going, you won't see the rest of the team for several more years, if at all. I feel Barrett would be especially tough due to his massive size and the tattoos, but I could see some of the other characters like Yuffie maybe. I guess only time will tell. As for the bikes, the Cloud Strife figure from Final Fantasy VII Remake does come with his iconic Hardy Daytona bike that's used in the 2020 game, and the Advent Children Cloud, that one comes with his iconic bike Fenrir, which is actually a little bit longer and overall just bigger in size than the Hardy Daytona. But still, now that we've gone over the Gametoys Final Fantasy VII line as it exists today, let's showcase each figure individually. What we're going to do is go in order of release. So that means first up is Final Fantasy VII Remake Sephiroth. As I mentioned earlier, Sephiroth is my favorite character from Final Fantasy. I've had a love for this character since my childhood days when I grew up watching my brother play Final Fantasy VII on the original PlayStation, and that admiration for the character only grew after playing Final Fantasy VII Remake. I've said on many occasions that this figure is my favorite figure in my entire collection, and it still is to this day. The sheer presence that it exudes on a shelf is just remarkable, particularly if you have the space to display him with the wing. Unfortunately, the wire on my wing has started to weaken over time, and this makes it hard for the wing to actually be held in a natural position. This seems to happen due to the nature of the design and the weight of the wing, but if yours still holds, the presence is remarkable if you display it that way. I've been displaying my Sephiroth without the wing for this reason, but he still looks amazing on the shelf nonetheless. His iconic Masamune sword is die-cast metal, and his head sculpt sports an amazing likeness with sculpted hair. Not a lot of articulation there, but it works well enough, and you can see what he comes with here if you're interested in searching for this guy on the aftermarket. Just a heads up, he won't be cheap though. And next up is the Final Fantasy VII Remake Cloud Strife. This figure was released in early 2022 and was another banger out of the gate from Gametoys. Collectors had the option of purchasing Cloud with his iconic Hardy Daytona bike from the remake, or they could purchase Cloud individually. I chose to purchase Cloud with the Hardy Daytona, and I don't regret it one bit. The bike does have a light up function, but to me, it's not even really worth the trouble of installing the batteries. The other details on the bike and Cloud himself, though, are remarkable, and this figure was Gametoys' first figure in the Final Fantasy line that sported a seamless body. He also comes with jointed arms if you do want to swap those on and pose a bit more freely, and a bunch of other accessories such as materia, his flower gifted to him from Aerith, and more. This figure is probably second on the list for me in terms of my sentimentality for it. I love this character, my second favorite character in the Final Fantasy franchise, and this figure knocked the representation for Cloud just straight out of the park. One thing to note is that the Buster Sword is plastic for this figure, which isn't a huge deal because it would be way too heavy if it were die-cast. Other than that though, not much more to say besides this is one of the best unlicensed figures ever produced, and it's truly an iconic character at that. Next up is the Gametoys Zack figure from Crisis Core. Now, Crisis Core was not a game I'd actually played until 2023. I knew of Zack, and I knew he was a badass, and I knew he actually impacted Cloud's story pretty dramatically, but I heard he wasn't everyone's favorite because his personality is very different from Cloud. I decided to pick up the Crisis Core remaster on PS4 anyway because I love the Final Fantasy VII story and wanted more of these characters. I'm happy to report that I loved Zack, and I was super glad I pre-ordered his Gametoys figure. This figure is another banger from Gametoys. Zack clearly has a very similar look to Cloud as a soldier, but he does come with two head sculpts, a second class and a first class look. I always display the first class look because that's my preferred version of the character, especially considering the role he has to play in Rebirth coming up, which is dropping pretty soon. Zack also comes with two different swords as well, so you can swap between that second class and first class look and overall journey, but again, I prefer the Buster Sword from the first class look. Zack is another really strong release from Gametoys, and I think those who pass on him may regret it when he shines in Final Fantasy VII Rebirth. And finally, we have the Gametoys Cloud Strife and Fenrir from Final Fantasy VII Advent Children. If I'm being fair, this is definitely the best Cloud Strife 1/6 scale figure that has ever been produced. This figure has a Ronin look to it and just an amazing presence. The head sculpt is certainly better than the original with improved paint apps. There's also a swappable hairpiece that allows for a more windswept look for Cloud. Fenrir's color scheme just pops on a shelf as well. The black and gold is cool as hell and really does catch the eye on the shelf. You can also remove Cloud's sleeve from his left arm if you'd like to reveal the seamless body underneath with the red sash he wore in honor of Aerith. This figure also has Cloud's fusion sword from Advent Children that you can use to display in multiple ways. The swords are connected by magnets and can be wielded by Cloud or put in the holders within Fenrir or even on Cloud's back. This figure is just badass. And for a bonus, I'm going to throw in the VS Toys Nanaki, aka Red 13. This is not a Gametoys figure, but I wanted to include it because it helps round out the team that does exist in 1/6 scale as of now. This is a statue, it does not articulate, but I still really love it. It has rooted hair that can be styled, but I kind of like my Red 13 a bit messier, as you can see here. This is a really cool piece though, and I'm hoping Gametoys does make a Red 13 statue at some point in 1/6, but that may be a pipe dream. I guess we'll see. I really love Red as a character, so I knew I needed to pick this one up. So let's talk about what is confirmed to be coming from Gametoys for the Final Fantasy VII line. We already have a pre-order announcement for Tifa, but that's all that's confirmed as of now. This figure looks really cool, and I'm happy to see Tifa getting the love she deserves. She even comes with a bar, which I didn't expect to see, but needless to say, this one is on pre-order for me since I really like her character and I need her to round out the squad. The only other Final Fantasy figure on pre-order from Gametoys right now is actually Noctis from Final Fantasy 15. I've actually not played Final Fantasy 15 as of yet. I actually just purchased it the other day on Amazon in the hopes that I love it by the time this figure does arrive. There's an optional accessory pack you can get to display Noctis in a different getup, and even a throne if you want to make him look as kingly as possible. These are the only items officially announced for pre-order by Gametoys from the Final Fantasy lineup as of now, but let's at least speculate based on rumors just a tad. There are leaked photos out there showing a Final Fantasy VII Remake Aerith and an Advent Children's Sephiroth coming from Gametoys. I believe these two figures will indeed go up for pre-order sometime in 2024. These leaks occurred in similar fashion for the Tifa figure and even the Advent Children Cloud. Even though I already have Final Fantasy VII Remake Sephiroth, I will 100% pick up the Advent Children version too, as it looks to be of higher quality, which is crazy because the first one is so good. I already have Aerith on pre-order from Toys Era, but I will also pick up the Gametoys version, version, which very likely will be the superior version. I wouldn't expect to see a Barrett or Red 13 anytime soon, but I could maybe see Yuffie being made or maybe Vincent Valentine. I guess only time will tell. All right, guys, so there you have it. There is your review, your showcase, your speculation regarding the Gametoys Final Fantasy VII figure line, which again is full of banger collectibles. Guys, thank you so much for watching this video. Make sure to drop your comments down below, whether you're excited about Final Fantasy VII Rebirth, whether you would buy these collectibles, whether you would consider this a good version of the game compared to the original version of the game, which again, I know Remake changed quite a bit from what I've been told, but I'm pretty excited to see what they do with Rebirth and of course any sequels that happen in the future. But again, if you're interested in collecting these figures, Gametoys 1/6 kit is a great place to buy those. I'll leave a link in the description below. A lot of these are sold out, but in the future, you'll be able to pick some of these up. And of course, future announcements you want to keep an eye on 1/6 kit. Guys, thank you so much for watching. I appreciate all of the support you've given me over the years now. And I plan to keep making content like this. If you like this video, let me know in the comments below. Don't forget to subscribe to the channel and click that notification bell down below. I would love for you guys to stick around and engage and comment and, reflect on more videos that I post. So guys, don't be a stranger. Feel free to interact and I will do my best to interact with you because I appreciate you. Guys, thank you so much. I will catch you in the next video. Peace out. See you later. Bye. Bye.